update there. Silethiwe, good afternoon to you. What's the latest?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Well, the latest or developments coming from the meeting that was held earlier on today, as you heard from that conversation coming from the spokesperson of the department, he does state that calm has been restored. They are still, of course, trying to find more peace and stability, and this is now after the attempted murder of one e-hailing operator in the area of KK section in KwaDabeka. There is other conversation, Stephen, that we had this morning with the Clermont and KwaDabeka Taxi Association, where they state that the impact on their side, or rather the biggest problem that they're faced with, is that there's a number of e-hailing operators that wear different hats throughout the day. He states that in the morning they collect scholars, in the afternoon they operate and collect staff members, in the evening they operate as Uber drivers. Now, the problem with that is that it does, of course, impact the taxi industry. I'm going to bring in an e-hailing operator to speak to us. Firstly, thank you so much for your time. I want to start off by speaking about the incident that transpired on Wednesday. Coming from someone that is an e-hailing operator, talk to me about your safety concerns during this particular moment.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Well, first of all, we as e-hailers don't condone what's happening right now, because safety is very important. But to be totally honest and brutally honest, we've never had a problem with the KwaDabeka Clermont Taxi Association in the past if we are operating with our apps, which we're supposed to be operating with. So this incident is unfortunate that some guys are using the e-hailing hat as a cover-up for whatever it is that they're doing, which is not right, and I do not condone it, and it should stop so we can move forward from this.
So as e-hailing operators, you are aware that there are people that wear different hats throughout the day, where you find that they collect scholars as staff and also operate as Uber drivers.
That's correct, 100% correct, because we get them everywhere, like in the malls, at the airport. And the sad thing is, whenever an incident happens, it's regarded as an e-hailing incident, whereas a client is going to be approached by one of the guys pretending to be an Uber driver, and then the client jumps in the vehicle and something happens to the client, whether it's his or her phone goes missing or they get robbed or whatever. And then when they go to report, they're saying they were in an e-hailing service, which is not true, and that's damaging to us as e-hailers, because every time an incident like that happens, it's as if the e-hailing guys are up to no good, whereas the people that are using this hat are not e-hailers in particular, but they're doing their own things on the side. For instance, the incident that just happened in Clermont, the guys that were there, they want to take stuff during operating hours of the taxi association, which is something that I'm sure that no one will allow that in their area. Whereas if they do need to take stuff, why can't they go to the office, the relevant office of KwaDabeka Clermont Taxi Association, and let the gentleman there know what we want to operate at this particular time. These are the people that I'm transporting from A to B, so they can be aware, and if they do get permission, then they can operate, instead of them operating illegally, and then at the end of the day, when things go wrong, they claim to be e-hailers. That's very damaging to us and within the association.
So essentially what you're saying is that there's also implications for passengers if there's illegal operators, thus the need perhaps then for national government to actually intervene in the matter promptly.
Definitely, I agree 100%. Because when that person, something goes wrong in that vehicle that he or she was in, when they go to report, they say they were in an e-hailing vehicle, which is not true. Because an e-hailing, if you are in an e-hailer transport, you get a request from your side and the driver's side, which you can trace back to which driver picked that client up, and then it can be traced back. But if you're just going to jump into any vehicle at any time, there won't be any trace. So that's where the government needs to step in and try and elevate this thing and trying to cut the gap that's in between the two transport departments. Because at the end of the day, I don't think there'd be so much of a problem with the e-hailing companies and the taxi associations if they're all at one stage. Then that way we can work peacefully. This will come to an end.
And how does the government then bridge that gap? Of course, we know that there's a number of interventions that they are resorting to at this particular moment. They've also stated that there's a bit of uncertainty if those interventions are actually going to resolve the ongoing issues. Of course, these are long-standing issues between taxi drivers and e-hailing operators. So how do they then bridge the gap?
I think for now, the way that we're going about it as e-hailers, most of us are in one voice now. We've actually started to form committees. Right, in KZN, there's a KZN e-hailing council, which is recognized because we know who those people are and they are representing us. So it's going to be easy for government to come in and talk to those people because they're going to be representing us as e-hailers of KZN and not illegal e-hailers that we don't know what they're up to. So that way, I think this time around, because now the systems have been put in place, there's a motherboard, so it's going to be easier for government to coexist with us and then get in between us.
And maybe just the last one on my side. Of course, we know that you are operating lawfully. Just speak to us perhaps about the concern, lastly then, when you are looking at those that are operating illegally. Do you, as those that operate lawfully, condone the acts of those that operate illegally?
Not at all. I don't. Not 1%. Because the time they operate illegally, it causes conflict between them and the taxi associations. And in the end, what happens, it's going to spiral back to us, the ones that are operating legally. So when we're also going to pick up our passengers, we're going to get implicated because of what they are doing currently. So I do not condone it at all. They need to sort themselves out. Government needs to come in so we can have peace. That's the most important thing. We need peace and we need to work because at the end of the day, we all need to feed our families.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Stephen, that's an